Dear Diary, it's officially the end of the year. I've learned a lot, and I'm grateful for the lessons the year brought me. As I continue on this healing journey, I've been advised to write letters to those who have hurt me and then burn them. But truly, all I want to do is mail the letters off so they all know exactly what they did. What should I do? Signed, a girl just trying to get her life together.
Hey there, loved ones. Welcome to Fully Loving Yourself. If it sounds like my house is like kind of about to be blown away, that's kind of because I think it might. The wind is going crazy out here in North Carolina. It's the day before Christmas Eve and we're kind of having some weather issues. So if you hear like a bunch of bumping and wind blowing and all that, it's outside. I'm safe. We good. If you are new here, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button. All right, so I had a few people request a certain type of video from me. Somebody on TikTok asked me to talk about how do you deal with moving away from narcissistic parents and family members, and someone else asked me about detoxing negative energy and negative relationships, and that's all about what I'm trying to do. That's all about what I'm into: detoxing negative energy, detoxing negative relationships, friendships, family members, all of that. So that's what we're going to be talking about today, because that is a subject that is very close to me, especially after this year. If you're somebody like me who deals with like people pleasing and not being able to let go of relationships because of people having certain titles and you just wanting to salvage the relationship for whatever reason, this is going to be a good video for you. This is going to be the topic that we need to get into. 2022 was a big year for me. I came into this year wanting to be a better friend. I had some situations that happened to me over the last year that made me realize that I probably wasn't being as best of a friend that I could be. In that growing and learning process, I also realized what I wanted in a friend and also what I wanted in the relationships that I have around me. It includes my intimate relationship, my friendships, my family relationships. In previous videos, I've talked to you all about the healing journey that I'm on. Many spiritualists and holistic practitioners believe that things that you've experienced in your childhood and growing up in your life attribute to the ailments and diseases that you have in your body. So with me, I'm dealing with reproductive issues. When you have suppressed emotional trauma, it all gets stored in your reproductive system in your womb. So I've been advised to write letters to everyone that has hurt me, that has made me feel a type of way, that I have anger towards, because that's supposed to help me along my healing journey. Now, the thing about writing the letters is that when you write the letters to the people that have hurt you, you're supposed to burn them. The burning signifies letting it go and releasing the negative energy tied to the thoughts and words and to the situation. I haven't gotten that far yet though. I'm really open about the fact that I'm trying to change. I really do want to live that soft life in 2023. I really want to be a different person and release, you know, living in my masculine energy and attracting more feminine energy, releasing the need to be aggressive and controlling, because that's a trauma response and an anxiety response, and I don't want to live like that anymore. And a lot of that has to do with the relationships and the anger and all the emotions that we hold on to. I'm getting rid of it. Get somebody else to do it. I don't want it no more. I feel like that may have been what Erykah Badu was talking about in her song Bag Lady. That's what she was talking about. Carrying all them bags. That was a very symbolic song. Carrying all them bags, it won't allow you to get to the next stage in your life if you're carrying all that heavy baggage and all that negative energy and all those negative emotions, the anger that you don't even realize is stored down on the inside of you. You got to get rid of that in order to get all your blessings, in order to get the things that are trying to make its way to you. So I specifically wanted to address what it was the young lady asked me to talk about in my TikTok video. If you are not a part of my community on TikTok, please go ahead and do that at Fully Loving Yourself. So on my TikTok video, I stitched a video of a young lady talking about her experiences of moving away from home as an older daughter. I am an older daughter. I am an only girl with a whole bunch of brothers on my mom's side, and in that experience, I had to raise children that weren't mine. My mom was a single mom. She was an amazing mother, but she needed a lot of help as our fathers weren't in the home. And that's not completely on her. It wasn't her fault. You know, like, I don't fault my mother, God rest her soul, for the experiences that I had, but I do believe that it is now my responsibility to heal from those things and to live my life on my own terms. So in doing that, I moved away from home and I left the responsibility of my brothers to themselves and to anybody else who wanted to pick up the slack in helping to raise them. My brothers are my entire world, my entire life. I would literally give my right arm and my left ear to my brothers if they needed it. And for that reason, I had to leave in order to find myself. So I left home in 2016 on a journey of self-discovery and self-love and finding myself for myself and having experiences outside of being another parent, an alternate parent to children that weren't mine. And I honestly believe that that is how I was able to experience the life that I currently have now. I believe that I manifested this life. Like, I have done nothing but speak all the things that I have into my life into existence. And with that includes my healing. I've gone to therapy, I've done the work, but I'm still doing the work. In regards to moving away from home and dealing with toxic, narcissistic family members, I feel like after a certain age, you have the opportunity to make decisions for yourself, to move away from home, to better your life. The young lady specifically asked me, how do you tell a narcissistic family member, a toxic family member, that you're moving away from home? And my answer to that is just tell them. When I told my family that I was moving away, they were upset, they were mad, they were, what about the family? What about us? What about the family? What about me? Because if I'm not good, if I'm not okay, then I can't be okay for you. I can't help the family. I can't be present mentally, physically. Like, what about me? And they should care about that. And if they're toxic or narcissistic, they're not going to care about that. They're only going to be caring about themselves. And in those moments, you have to learn to be more selfish. Especially when you're a good person, a sensitive person, you want to pour into your family. You want to give to your family. You want to be there for your family. But you have to choose yourself. I need for all young people to understand that choosing yourself isn't selfish. There are going to be times where you have to choose yourself above everyone else, above everything else, in order for your own peace of mind and for your own sanity. Your family will understand. When I left, they were very upset with me, but now that I'm at a place in my life, they completely understand why I had to do what I had to do. You have to do what you have to do for your own peace, for your own safety, for your own elevation. You don't know what opportunities are lying on the other side of you having faith and choosing yourself. Choose you. Because once you get to a place of peace and healing, you'll be able to help your family and be there for them in ways that you aren't and might not be able to right now in the state that you're in, dealing with toxicity and unhealthy environments. There's a saying that goes, you cannot heal in the places that hurt you, and you can't, because you're constantly going to be reminded and thinking about all the hurt that you've experienced and all the hurt that these people have caused. But if you allow yourself to get out of that environment, get away from those people and get around people who love you and care about you and who care about your well-being and care about your growth and, you know, care about you being a more healthy individual, you'll start to embody all of that positivity. You'll start to exude all of that positivity. And I'll be honest, once you start to heal and become a positive person, that might make negative, toxic, unhealthy people very angry. It might make them feel like, who do you think you are? But you have to take the high road and be a better person for yourself, because you will do all that work for nothing if you stoop back down to their level. Do the work for yourself and your future self will thank you. When it comes to telling a toxic family member that you're leaving, just tell them and then just go. What I will say to that young lady and anybody else who is going through the same thing of dealing with toxic family members and thinking about moving away from home, I say do it. Move away from home. Do what you have to do for your own peace of mind. But also understand that the physical presence of those people are not going to be there, but they're still going to be in your life. Your family's going to want to get involved. Your family's going to want to encourage you to maintain a relationship with them. You don't have to. I don't encourage it. Do your own healing, and when you're ready to repair the relationships with toxic people, do it. I'm such a better person now in my life, in my mind, in my body. Like, everything is so much better not being connected to certain people. There's something that I talked to you all about in my last video as well, and it was about asserting boundaries. Okay, you can still be cordial with people that you don't want to be connected with, people that you consider toxic or narcissistic. Let me backtrack really quick. Can we stop using the word narcissistic for people that have behavioral traits that you just don't like? If they haven't been diagnosed with a disorder, because that is a mental health disorder, if they haven't been diagnosed with something, let's not title them that just because they may have certain traits of something. That has been like a buzzword for the last few years, and it's not healthy or conducive for people who actually do have that disorder. If they haven't been diagnosed as a narcissist, they just say that they're, you know, they're toxic. They're not healthy for you. They're unhealthy. Let's just say that. They're unhealthy people. I feel like saying that they're a narcissist kind of puts an emphasis on how unhealthy they are, but it's also not fair, you know, for people who actually struggle with that mental health disorder, because sometimes people are just bad people because they want to be. People with mental health disorders, they kind of don't have a choice to change sometimes without therapy and help and things like that. But let me get back to what I was saying. Being cordial with people who are toxic. You can still be cordial with people who are unhealthy. You don't have to have a relationship with them. If you are in the same proximity and vicinity as them, you don't necessarily have to speak, but you don't have to make it awkward or weird either. I personally haven't reached that level with everybody that I'm not okay with, not friends with, not family with. I'm very walk right past people that I don't like type person, but you don't have to be like that. You can choose to take the high road and speak and just say, hey, I'm not that person. If I don't get along with you, I'm just not going to acknowledge that you exist. But that's just me. I still got growing to do. But the biggest thing that I want for you all to understand is that you have to set boundaries around your emotions, right? You have to do what's best for you and do the thing that's going to serve your highest purpose. You don't want to continue on living a life where you're angry and bitter and resentful. Like, I lived that life for so long and I took it out on so many people that didn't deserve it. And once I acknowledged that and I became self-aware and I realized that it was time for me to heal and let go of some things, that's when my healing journey began in that aspect. I was able to get closer to other friends and other family members and pour into other people that I truly wanted to have connection with, and also pour back into myself and love on myself and give myself grace for being who I was when I was in that angry, unhealed, resentful space. Because you don't know what you don't know. And if you're not self-aware of something, you can't change it. I remember at my previous job, we had a therapist come in and she said self-awareness is the catalyst for change. You can't change something if you don't know that it's there. You can't change a behavior in yourself if you're not aware of it. Even when you have people telling you something about yourself, if it doesn't click to you, if you don't see it in yourself and it doesn't affect you, you're not going to change it. And another thing that I think that we need to talk about more often is grieving. The grieving process of losing people that you thought that were going to be in your life for a long time. Grieving relationships of people that you had expectations for. Parents, family members, friends, best friends, cousins, aunties. People that you had expectations of. Like, oh, they were, you know, they were supposed to do this and we were supposed to do these things together, and then that doesn't happen and you're running around angry and resentful because things didn't work out. They're not always going to work out, and that's a really hard pill to swallow. That's a really tough lesson to learn that I'm still learning. There are several stages of grief. I don't remember them off the top of my head, but after I record this video, I'll go ahead and like put it down here. I believe there are like 7 stages of grief, and you have to go through all of those stages of grief. You're going to be sad, you're going to be angry, but in the end, you're going to get to a level of acceptance. And you're going to learn to accept that those people just weren't supposed to make it on the next step of your journey. And you're going to look back and maybe you'll see that there were some red flags that you should have seen or could have seen that were trying to let you know that this wasn't going to be a long-term thing to begin with. And you probably just got too attached and too close, and you let those people take advantage of you in ways that you probably wouldn't have if you were self-aware and woke. One thing we're going to be talking about in my friend series in February is a lesson that I learned this year, which was that you can't call everybody your friend. I didn't really learn that growing up, and like this year I had somebody call me their acquaintance and I was like, ugh. But I mean, she was right. Like, we're not friends. Like, we don't know each other that well. And I'm learning that it's okay to put people in categories. Like, you have certain friends for certain things. Like, you have friends that you call when you just want to spill tea and get the tea. And you have friends that you call about business. And you have the friends that you call about your family and relationships and things like that. You don't have to have the friend for everything. I mean, your best friend maybe, but you and I have to get comfortable with knowing that some people are just not for certain things. And something else too, I know I keep saying that, but something else to think about too is that sometimes you just need a break from people, right? Sometimes you just kind of need to take a step back and be like, you know what, I need some time to myself to process some things. We went through some stuff and I'm not happy about it. I had a friend in high school that, you know, we went through some stuff and we were young and we fell out. We were both going through our own individual things and we didn't talk for like 6 years. And I woke up a few weeks ago and I came across some messages. Like, Google just saves everything. I can't stand that, how Facebook and Instagram and Google, like, they save everything and they give them to you as memories. So I seen one of my memories from like 2016 and I was like, oh my goodness, like, why was I that person? Like, that's so disgusting. I can't believe that I talked like that. And so I felt compelled to reach out and apologize. And I know that might be weird to some people, but like, I don't know, I just felt convicted. I wanted to reach out and apologize for, you know, being the demon in her story, or just like, even if she didn't see it, I just needed to get it off my chest and say, I'm so sorry that I ever treated you that way. Like, that was horrible. I never want anybody to think of me as that person, but I was hurt. I was going through some things. And so that it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you are unhealed and you are going through something. That does not give you the right to take it out on other people. And that is a lesson that I'm learning, and I hope that other people get from life and from this. Like, don't go around hurting people because you're hurt. That whole hurt people thing, it is true, but it's not okay. So like, I reached out to her and I told her like, hey, I'm so sorry. And she reached back out to me and she was like, hey, you know, it's okay. I'm sorry too for whatever I did. I don't know what she did, but she said, I'm sorry too for the part that I played in our friendship not working out. And at the end of it, she said, you know, family goes through things. We go through things and we get through things. I still love you. You're still my sister, and let's link up. And that's what we're doing, because sometimes you just need a break from people, and it's not permanent. It doesn't have to be over forever, but sometimes you just need some space to heal and to grow, and so do they. And that's okay. Be open to that. Don't be closed off, and don't close your heart off after you grow, because you never know what could happen. You never know what could come of that relationship. I'm trying to finish before I lose my light, but yeah. So I really do want to end this video with the note that when we're on this healing journey and we have to forgive people, one of those people that we have to forgive is ourselves. We have to forgive ourselves for the people that we were when we made the mistakes, when we hurt people that we probably didn't want to hurt, when we said things that we probably shouldn't have said. Forgive others, and then also forgive yourself for who you were when you didn't know any better. Healing is for you. Like, forgiveness is for you. When you forgive other people, it's not necessarily for them. it's for you to be able to grow and to not harbor all the negative energy and the toxic energy. You just go around being mean to people, snapping on people. Like, I know you know there's somebody like that in your life who's just mean for no reason. It's because they need to let some shit go. Like, they really do need to let some stuff go. And you don't want to be one of those people. I don't want to be one of those people anyway. So I hope that you learned something from this video. You took something from this video. I think I want to do like a write with me, journal with me video. Like, I did one of those before I had a camera. But I do want to do another journal with me, write with me video. I wanted to do it in this video, but I'm losing my light because I kind of want to just hurry. I wanted to talk about this and get this out there. If you want me to talk about this topic more, please let me know, because I left home at 26 years old and I was homeless twice and I was broke, but I'm okay. I got my man, I got my house, I got my sanity, I got my job. Like, I got the life that I wanted, and it was because I had faith and I trusted, and I just wanted to be a better person. And I'm growing every day. Like, we are all on this journey. I know people say that your life isn't a project, but I mean, in some senses, like, every day is a new opportunity for us to be a better person than we were the day before. So any of my brothers who watched this video, please know that I love you, boo. Thank you to my family who took care of them in my absence. Hopefully you got something out of this video. You enjoyed this video. If you did, please be sure to give me a thumbs up. Don't head out without subscribing. Well, thank you all for tuning in. And if you enjoyed this video, please check out this next one.